Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Let's just dig right into it. Proof that Canelo Alvarez is not ducking Jermall Charlo or Demetrius Andrade. And you know what's interesting is that Canelo Alvarez, before the Sergey Kovalev fight, he came out and stated that he was very motivated to hold titles simultaneously in 3 divisions. And now Canelo Alvarez, by knocking out Sergey Kovalev, he's achieved that goal. He has a belt at 160 pounds, he has a belt at 168, and he has a belt at 175. So the fact that Canelo Alvarez is a sitting champion, has a belt in each one of these divisions, and he has potential opponents lined up, says a lot about Canelo Alvarez's possibilities. If you look at the 175 division, you have Gilberto Sudo Ramirez, you have Artur Beterbiev, and you have Dimitri Bivol. So if Canelo Alvarez ends up fighting Beterbiev, Bivol, or Ramirez, is that ducking Jermall Charlo and Demetrius Andrade? Absolutely not. That's fanboy nonsense, because Canelo Alvarez has a belt there, and these are all top level fighters, so it makes sense. These are not fights that you can call anybody for ducking, because Canelo Alvarez is a world champion in the division, and he'd be fighting potentially another world champion or a top ranked opponent. So there's absolutely no way Canelo can duck by facing any of these guys. And then you look at the 168 division, you see Canelo Alvarez has a plethora of options. He has Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders, and even David Benavidez. And so all of these guys called out Canelo. All these guys are looking to fight Canelo, and Canelo has a belt there, and he'd be looking to become a full champion in that division by facing one of these guys. It makes a lot of sense to move down in weight and move down slowly to go to 168. Is Canelo Alvarez ducking Jermall Charlo or Demetrius Andrade if he fights David Benavidez, Callum Smith, or Billy Joe Saunders? Absolutely not. So no matter who Canelo chooses, these are 6 opponents totally so far that Canelo Alvarez can choose that are champions, that are top level fighters, and it still would not be a duck of Demetrius Andrade or Jermall Charlo. All of these guys seem to have something more to offer Canelo than a Demetrius Andrade or Jermall Charlo. That's why it's important for Demetrius Andrade and Jermall Charlo to unify with each other, to set themselves apart, to be able to get that type of fight. But it looks like Jermall Charlo is continuing to duck, and it looks like Demetrius Andrade is not looking for a bigger challenge in the Sergey Deverenchenko. These guys have to set themselves apart if they want a shot at Canelo Alvarez, because Canelo Alvarez is not going to duck either one of these guys. He has so many great options. He's the face of boxing, world champions. None of these fights are considered duck moves. And then you have even a bigger fight at 160 in Triple G. Triple G is a world champion, and Triple G has a bigger name. So what do these guys have over Triple G even at 160? Nothing. These guys have a belt. Triple G has a belt. So how would that be ducking either one of them if he fought Triple G? See, it's not about the fights we want to see. It's not about the fights you want to see happen or how you feel about them. It's the plain and simple facts. And the facts are, no matter who Canelo Alvarez chooses, if it's not Charlo or Demetrius Andrade, it's impossible for it to be a duck, because all of these guys are world champions. And if you look at him and say, well, what if Canelo doesn't fight a world champion? Look at his last few fights. He just fought Sergey Kovalev. He just fought Danny Jacobs. One of them was a unification in Danny Jacobs. The last one, he was going up in weight to beat Sergey Kovalev for a world title. Both of them were world champions. Both of them were title fights. You see, Canelo Alvarez keeps fighting for belts. He keeps fighting champions. And at the end of the day, he's going to fight another champion for his next fight. So let's be honest and unbiased. There's nobody that Jermall Charlo or Demetrius Andrade that you can put these guys in front of at this point, because these guys haven't done anything to set themselves apart. And the one fight that they need to have to make the Canelo fight a reality is each other. But once again, unbiased as always, it's the IBFP.